The White House meets UFC this weekend, and I'm going to predict the entire card for UFC Freedom perfectly. Starting with Diego Lopes versus Steve Garcia. Diego Lopes is going to destroy Garcia. Steve does have a good streak of wins right now. He's got the momentum, some good knockout wins. But the competition difference between who Garcia is fighting and who Diego is fighting is insane. I mean, Garcia is fighting Chase Hooper, while Diego is fighting Alexander Volkanovski twice. I know he just got whooped in those fights. I mean, but he did drop Volk in both of those fights. That, and Lopez just has an insane chin. I'll say Gene Silver hits harder than Garcia pretty clearly. And Diego was able to tank those shots and still get the win like that. Like, he was eating them shots like fucking candy. I got Diego Lopez by round 3 TKO with like a meaty right hook or something, or an overhand, something like that. Next is Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dockett. Oh my god. Industry plant Nickel is who I'm taking for this fight. I just don't think Dawkins is that good, like at all. Not that I think Bo Nickel was anything special.
I can take thoughts that are happening in other people from like a room I'm in and pick them up in my own head. If something comes into my mind and it's weird and I'm in like a social setting, like those thoughts, it might be from another person. I'll have like a weird thought pop in my head. And if I'm with people that I'm comfortable with, I'm like, were you just thinking about this? And they're like, yeah, I actually was.
I do think they're somewhat even on the feet, but when it comes to the grappling, by basic common sense, which for some reason always seems to disappear during a Bo Nickel fight, Bo should be levels above Kyle. If he loses this fight, bro, I want this man out of the organization, alright? Not to mention, this is a White House card. Like, Bo Nickel, he's a Trump jock rider, bro. He'll have a slight buff just from the moment. Like, surely he wouldn't allow himself to lose to Kyle fucking Dawkins on the White House lawn. I don't believe it. I'm going Bo Nickel by a round 1 submission. Next up is Mauricio Ruffy versus Michael Chandler. Oh my fucking god. Poor Michael Chandler, bro. He set out during the final years of his career, wasting time for a promised money fight with Conor McGregor. Got that stolen from him by Max Holloway, and now they're feeding him to the dollar store, still in his prime Brazilian version of Conor McGregor. I mean, this is a fucking sacrifice. I don't know how you could possibly pick Chandler to win. Who's he even beaten? Dan Hooker? Did he strongest booty warrior? And then the ghost of Tony Ferguson, who, may I remind you, was winning the fight. We don't talk enough about how phantom Tony fucking dropped Chandler. So yeah, I've got Conor McGregor from the favela winning this one. I'd say with like a brutal straight right down the pipe. I wouldn't be surprised if Chandler just gets slept out cold. I mean, he's pretty old right now. I think he's like, what, 39? He might be 40. I've got Ruffy by round 1 KO. Now for the big boys. Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. I'm gonna be honest, maybe 5 years ago I would have picked Derek Lewis by KO, but he's very iffy to pick in the big year of 2026. I can't lie. I mean, he literally flops over and quits half the time if he can't get the knockout, which honestly I kind of respect. He's such a like a I'm here for the paycheck attitude. I kind of respect it. I don't think he'll do that for the White House card though. I will say though, I think he's gonna get TKO'd. I just can see Hokett being way too fast. Speed diffing him, stinging him with some shots and mixing in a takedown. I just don't think Derek will be able to defend against it. I think he gets put on his side trying to get up, and like Josh just lands like a million rabbit punches of despair, and like the referee's just gonna step in out of sheer pity. Like, I don't think he's gonna be rocked or like, you know, wobbling or stunned. I think he's just generally won't be able to get out of that position. I've got Josh Hokett by, let's say, round 2 TKO. Next, and I feel like this is probably the third biggest layup on this card. It's Ruffy versus Chandler is number 1, because that's like 3 eats for Ruffy. Justin versus Ilia, I'd say, is number 2. I'll get to that eventually. At number 3, however, we have Sean O'Malley versus Zahabi. Look, Zahabi seems like a cool dude. He is a decent fighter, but he has one fatal flaw. He has no chin. Otto had his man one step away from the shadow realm, like an entire round. I mean, he gets stunned a lot in his fights. He's not taking Sean down. He's not gonna be able to strike with him. I don't think he wins this. I don't know how he wins this. He doesn't have crazy power or anything. He's definitely not faster than O'Malley. I mean, I just think he's gonna get sniped in round 2. Sean O'Malley, round 2, TKO. Hell, KO actually. Yeah, change that to a KO. I reckon he'll flatline this cunt. Vintage O'Malley knockout. I can just see it. Co-main time, and in my opinion, probably the biggest fight on the card. Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. I say that because if Alex wins, he's kind of the first free division champion. I guess you could say he is. I don't know. There's kind of quotations on the free division champion, because one is for the interim belt, not the undisputed championship. Where is Tom Aspinall, bro? Where are you, bro? Get in here. Come back. And two, Alex isn't currently the middleweight or light heavyweight champ. He either lost or had those belts stripped before this. But man, this is a fun fight. I have a really steaming, hot, risky take. I think Ciryl Gane will win. I know, burn me at the fucking stake. But listen, I know Alex Pereira can brutally sleep Gane at any moment, and the leg kicks could be a huge problem if Gane isn't prepared for them. But I do think Gane is very smart. He has a smart camp behind him, a smart team behind him. I can see him comfortably piecing Alex up. Hell, I could actually believe he could get a TKO. Do I think he will? No. I've got Gane by decision, but I can see it. This is heavyweight, alright? So I think Alex is going to be slower than usual. Maybe even tire out a little, because he does look very, girthy right now. I'd argue Tom Aspinall and Pereira have like similar hand speed, and Gane was moving like he was in the fucking Matrix against Tom before he poked him in the eyes. By the way, Trump needs to have Gane's fingers chopped off inside the octagon, cartel style, if he eye pokes Pereira. Like, we can't allow that. But yeah, I think Gane has the advantage in hand speed. I think he's got better head movement. I think he's got better defensive striking, and I do think he has some pop too. Alex is big. Gane is huge, bro. I know Gane doesn't have that much power for heavyweight, but his shots still do damage. Like, even if like a light, simple flick, he does like end up giving people blood noses and black eyes. He doesn't put him to sleep, but he does damage, alright? It's heavyweight. They will have some level of power. Can't be that big and not hit hard. Hell, I could see Gane shooting a surprise takedown. Could you not? Would that not be smart? I know I wouldn't expect it from Gane. I don't think Pereira would. It could just land. And because Gane is like an actual heavyweight, I mean, he might actually be able to ragdoll Pereira. What are you doing if Ciryl Gane just like Islam versus JDM Maxes and just sit lays on him for 5 rounds in just like a boring fucking fight? I know people will be wishing for his head. Like, they already hate that guy. They'd hate him so much. But could he not get it? Gane is so heavy. It'd be so unexpected. If he managed to get Alex down, I actually think he'd probably hold him there. Like, I don't think he'd be out. Like, he's just so much bigger. He weighs so much. I know it's a joke that he has like no ground game. He's got decent ground game. It's better than Alex's, that's for sure. I think that might take some steam out of Alex's shots, make him start worrying about the takedown. Even without that, I still think Gane can evade the left hook enough to win. I've got Ciryl Gane by decision. I'll say split decision. And finally, we come to Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. R.I.P. Justin Gaethje. Oh my god. Okay, let's be serious. Let me make this clear. You'd be stupid to pick Justin to win this. You've got to be just like a fucking gambling addict if you want to pick Justin, bro. You just want to get that underdog pick and make some big money. You're a fucking gambler. You got a problem. You need help. Go get some therapy. Like, let's just look at the facts, alright? Justin Gaethje, he's pushing 40. He got brutally colded just a few fights ago by Max Holloway. Half the MMA community doesn't even think he deserves this fight. Like, beating Paddy Pimblett shouldn't get you a fight with Ilia for the belt. It should have been Aiemann. And now he's fighting someone with insane knockout power. Ilia is like, he's around 28, I think. Justin's turning 38 soon. There's literally a decade between them. I actually think prime Justin could have, like, maybe damage sponged the early rounds, had some success later, but his chin is on the decline now, bro. Like, at 38, I mean, his head movement's always been pretty bad. Like, even his, like, debut fight in the UFC, what was it? Michael Johnson? Michael Johnson had him doing the chicken dance when he was in his prime, when his chin was probably at its best. But yeah, just imagine his chin years later from the Michael Johnson fight. It's going to be so much less durable. That's just how chins work. I mean, this isn't looking good for Justin. I do think he can have success. I mean, it is winnable for him. I won't say it's impossible like some of you are. Like, some of you acting like it's fucking impossible. Yeah, Ilia is good, but he's not fucking Viltrum. Calm down, boys. I can see Justin landing some hooks if he keeps Ilia on the back foot. Get some backing up. He could have some success. I think the clinch will be like his best friend in this fight. He'll need some real dirty boxing in the clinch. Especially those uppercuts. He could do some serious damage with those. Ilia's a shorter guy. Some uppercuts could actually do some damage. I don't think Ilia's chin is like Max Holloway's. Like, people see the elbow from Charles Oliveira, which really wasn't an elbow if you actually look at it, but they see that and they think he's got like some unbreakable chin. He's been dropped before, I think by like a 135er on the regional scene by Hook. He's been wobbled and dropped by Jai Herbert, who's not really that much of a power puncher. I mean, the drop was from a head kick, but even before that, he was getting tagged up, wobbling back from some straights. I don't think his chin is a good chin, but the way some of you people are talking about it, but it's not insane. But speaking on that, that brings me to another point. Justin Gaethje has no power. I made a whole video about this before. Just from memory, I think out of all of his UFC fights, he only has around like 3 actual knockout wins from punches. The rest are like flying knees, doctor stoppages, head kicks, stuff like that. He doesn't really have one-shot knockout power, which is kind of the only way I see Ilia losing a striking exchange, is if he's facing someone who has that touch of death. Justin simply doesn't. I think his kicking game is got to be his best chance of winning. Leg kicks, head kicks, body kicks on loop for all 5 rounds. Whenever Ilia gets close, Justin has to get into the clinch and start spamming uppercuts and knees. That's his like chance to victory. I don't see it that far apart. I'd say like Ilia has a 70% chance of winning. Justin has like around 30. Yeah, I've got Ilia Topuria. Let's go round 1 KO. And yeah, those are my picks for UFC Freedom. Let me know who you got below. Subscribe. Let me know what takes you agree with, who you think beats who, and like the video if you enjoyed. And yeah, catch you next time.